I love the sound of the birds. When I was on the schedule of doing the dog walks at 3 and 4 in the morning, there's a certain kind of bird that would be outside, and it would be chirping. I was like, wow, I didn't know that birds chirped at 3 in the morning. But they do. They chirp when they wanna. I already shuffled these from yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them again. We've got Parasite coming out, the Fishbowl, the Little Red Hen. That's one of my new cards. I don't have the date on there. And we have Forcing Someone to Be Quiet. I don't know if that's a trigger point for someone, but someone's being made to be quiet, whether it is Parasite draining someone. There's an attachment, isolation, attachment being taken care of because someone just keeps working and working and working and nobody's helping them. And they want someone to be quiet about it. They don't want someone talking about the fact that how much they are working and how much they are being told not to speak. Parasite needs a host body, right? We've got a delivery of a parasite. Be careful. Again, with the package, there could be some kind of parasitic thing on your package. Just open it outside in case there's something like some bed bugs or something. You never know. Someone's being taken care of and it's like a parasite. They just keep taking and taking and taking. It's like they don't even go out and try to support themselves. They just want to be taken care of. And they leave this person. They sit at home on the couch or they sleep all day or they're, quite content. Kind of how like cats. They're taken care of all day and I can just kind of see their eyes just kind of being lackadaisical. Is that, I know I said it wrong. Lackadaisical. And I keep saying it the same way. But this person goes out and just works and works and works and works and works and works and works, trying to be able to provide for this person. This person doesn't help. This person just likes to not do anything. This person likes to be catered to. This person is not helping. They're draining the system. And this person is forced to be quiet about it. It's like they don't have a choice in the matter. They have to just keep doing it. Maybe it's the in-laws that are trying to make this person be quiet about it. Maybe it's their own parents trying to make them be quiet about it. They're like, well, you got married to this person, so now you got to take care of this person. It's what you signed up for. We've got this rainbow here. There's some kind of promise there. They made a promise. The buzz cut. Oh, look, in the house. I almost didn't even see the house there. There's a promise of a house. And it's getting close. Batteries. Just keep going. There could have been a promise of a house. A promise that someone was going to take care of you. If we're going to take in another angle. Because they saw that you were a hard worker, and so someone wanted to take care of you. They wanted to make sure that you would be okay. And they did. They left you a house. Somebody left a house for a person. This could be for you or anyone around you. But instead of telling you about this house or this property or this promise, someone didn't say anything. Instead, they were trying to drain it for themselves. Once it got delivered, once the funds got delivered, I know this is an ongoing story, and I'm really hoping that, instead this house can be like stability and, a future of taking care of the lawn and taking care of your belongings and whatnot, to be able to have that fishbowl on the kitchen counter or whatever counter you want to have it on. We've got a UFO, and this may just appear out of nowhere. Maybe someone saw you, this hard worker, literally as like from outer space. This female energy that just kept giving and giving and giving their all. Taking care of everyone around them. Loving what they do. Appreciating life for all that it is. Right? Every day can be a fireworks show. There's people that live near the amusement parks and they get a free fireworks show every single night. I wonder how they spend 4th of July. Do they in turn all of a sudden just decide that because they see fireworks every single night, they're just not enthused by them anymore? They just had it so much that, but yeah, that's what I do. I think about stuff like that when I'm out and about. The things that we take, the things that we most appreciate, other people take for granted. Vice versa. Got the bottom of the deck. There is no rest for the wicked, like none, nada. So whoever has the information on the house, or whoever's a parasite who's taking from someone and not doing their part, there's no rest for them, really. I've always said, anything an evildoer does, they store it somewhere. Because people do know the difference between right and wrong. And so those wrong issues, it stores somewhere in the body, wreaking havoc on the body, even if their mind tells them that they don't remember. We've got the incense. Maybe someone needs to burn some incense to clear the area, the air. Sage actually kills bacteria in the air, so it purifies the air. But be mindful because it can trigger seizures in some people. We've got the updo. Do your incense conservatively. In case you're new here, these are cards that I've made. They're in different stages. Some are colored in. Some are not. Some are researched. Some are not. They're just different words, and some just have the words. Like this one, saith. And it's got the research on the back. Someone is coming in with some kind of authority. They're going to speak in authority. I'm thinking incense, they rise. The smoke rises, goes to the top. Conservative. Authority. Speaking with authority. Someone may be in a place of someone could be in a place of authority who knows about this house or knows about this promise. Maybe it's being raised to like the higher levels of management, so to speak. The incense, they reach near and far, right? We've got Red Rover, Red Rover. Somebody wants to bring something over. It's that game we played as kids where everyone stands on two sides in a team and they lock arms and they call someone over who they think won't be able to make it through their chain of arms. But if they don't make it through the chain of arms, if they don't break that chain, then they have to come and join this other side. But if they do make it through those chains, if they break through what's supposed to hold them back, they get to return back to their other team. And whoever has the most people at the end wins. We've got a tooth here, being wise. Deep emotional pain, depending on how big those roots are. I learned that the deeper your roots, the bigger your roots, the more emotional pain there is there that someone hasn't dealt with. And also, believe it's the Chinese medicine. They say that your tooth, each tooth is connected to a different organ in your body. So if you're having some kind of ailment with one of your teeth, it's going to affect that part of your body and vice versa. We've got that fireworks show coming out, that wisdom. We've got the cat being content. We have a final test happening. Fireworks are a planned event. Maybe this emotional experience or turmoil or whatnot was a planned event that maybe someone had orchestrated. And here you are being content through the whole thing. They say that before we get here, we make choices and decisions on how it is that we want our life to go in order to learn the lessons that we need to learn or we want to learn in order to evolve. And I know that's hard to even fathom in some cases because some people are still in the midst of dealing with the pain that they possibly designed for their own higher learning. I know as far as the multitude of things that I've gone through, it's like, oh my gosh. I used to sit and think I must have really been some kind of person in the past because all the things that I've had to deal with, the hardships and the heartbreak and everything else. Wow, I must have been somebody terrible and I must have really learned that you just don't do those things to people. It's my belief that once we pass on, and you know how they say you just see your life flash before your eyes. You hear that over and over again. But I have this theory that I feel that not only do you have your life that flashes before you, I've said this before and I don't know why it's hard for me to say it today, but maybe it's just kind of reiterating the fact or confirming the fact of what I'm going to say is true. And the hardships that I've been through and I'm going through are stemming from previous life experiences or those of our ancestors who have already passed on because their DNA is still within us. But not only do you experience your own life passing before you, but you also see the lives of the people that were in your life and how what your actions or non-actions affected that person. So thus you are forced to feel the things that they feel. And that's why they say it's like a place of Hell, because you are experiencing the pain that you caused. Literally. And so sometimes we may feel like we want to evolve for the next stage, that we don't inflict pain on another person because that's not what we are intended to be here for. We're intended to be here to love, to experience all of the great things that only love can provide. That freedom, the bliss, to be able to feel that. that place of contentment. There is a final test happening for someone. Perhaps you are the constant final test for others. Maybe you signed up to be that final test for others. So that way, when people came across your path, they were going to decide whether they were going to be good to you, do what's right when it pertains to you, or they were going to see you as naive and take everything or even something important from you because they could. You could also be the person who wants to, or is the person that sends the message or the reminder or the part that the person that's on the other side needs to hear in order to better assess, decide, or maneuver through their own life. You could be that final warning or that final advisory to this person before they make that step, that last test, before they reap the karma of those choices. Considering it's coming after this contentment card, I have a feeling it's saying, you know what, don't you worry. All this emotional anguish, it was a planned situation. It was expensive, yes, but it was meant to be. Find contentment and peace in that because you are spiritually protected. In case you didn't know, cats are the spiritual protectors. So if you see a cat that comes between a video screen and the reader that you might be watching, it's usually because someone is sending some evilness through the lens, and the cat is there to protect. So don't worry about it. Be content in all things. You are spiritually protected. This is just their final test or your final test, depending on where you are on that. We've got the Scorpion. It could be the final test of a Scorpio to decide to do what's right. The Scorpion is either the final test or they're having to deal with the final test. Scorpios usually just want to be left alone. They sweep things under the rug. They won't tell you really if they're upset or irritated about it. They'll just act on it. Just the ones that I've come in contact with. Sometimes they won't even deal with it. They just sweep it under the rug. But I'm sure everyone's heard that story about the scorpion and the crocodile wants to get across the lake. Or no, sorry, the scorpion wants to get across the lake, and the crocodile is, hey, just hop on my back and I'll go ahead and take you. And the Scorpio's like, why would you do that? And he goes, because, you know, you want to get across. It's the right thing to do. And the crocodile is saying, well, you might sting me though. And the scorpion's like, why would I do that? If I sting you while we're in the water, then I'm going to drown as well. And so that makes sense to the crocodile. So the crocodile says, all right, jump on. We've got dice, taking a gamble. Hop on. And so they're going across the water, and all of a sudden the crocodile's, ouch, why did you do that? And the scorpion said, because I'm a scorpion. I couldn't help myself. We've got the dice here. Someone's taking a gamble. It could be the scorpion, or it could be pertaining to a scorpion. I've known some really lovely Scorpios, have to say. And I don't know why I'm using the word lovely, because I don't usually use that term. We had hotel coming in upside down. Maybe someone is nervous or fearful that they may have to stay in a hotel for an extended period of time. Or maybe it's a hotel that took this gamble. Maybe it was a gamble to stay at this hotel, whatever hotel that may be. We've got the fireworks, so perhaps the hotel is near an amusement park. Someone was very content to be there. They were going through something. They're like, okay, we'll just momentarily stay in this hotel. And while they were at the hotel, minding their own business, someone was faced with a final test. They took the gamble. We've got to pick. Someone was picking at somebody. Someone was picked at this hotel. Maybe someone was picking a wound that was supposed to be healing. This person was supposed to be healing or recouping at this hotel. Someone was isolated, casted out, made the scapegoat. All the while they were just trying to relax and mind their own business. They made them sick. Commitment. Maybe they messed with their commitments. Maybe they swept their commitments under the rug. They just wanted them with empty bags. They took their belongings. Maybe they make these individuals sick and they marry them off and then they empty their bags. They completely dry them out. They invade their space, unannounced, unwelcomed. They find those people who are harmed, are vulnerable, disadvantaged, alone. They make them sick. They marry them off and they clean them out. They're snakes. I'm thinking the Garden of Eden with the snake in the tree. They entice them. They entice them on their journeys. They change their journey. Journey of celebration, of healing, turns into something else. But it's all being uncovered and discovered at this point, those deep, deep emotions coming from below the surface. This little orca has a laptop on his nose. Someone thought all that evidence, all IP address evidence, they thought it was all underwater. They thought they destroyed it. They thought that no one would ever find it. They disposed of it, and now here it is coming back to the surface, rising like a hot air balloon. When you see a hot air balloon in the sky, you see a hot air balloon in the sky, don't you? Someone is sick about it. We've got a witch's hat. Spell works on these commitments. Maybe if the maybe they would first initially try to get someone to go along with getting married or the commitment. This could also have something to do with November. They probably use witchcraft in order to get someone to go along with getting married to somebody, just some random. And if that doesn't work, then they just go ahead and marry them on paper and you don't even know about it. From what I understand, there are two different systems. There's the system of your FICO score and your credit rating, and then there's a whole different system. You've got your Department of Motor Vehicles, and then you also have the legal court system. I don't think any of them are interchanged with each other. So you can be married in one system, but not married on another system. You can be no longer with us in one system, but then you are here with us, obviously, in a different system. And none of them combine with each other. We've got warning, turn back. Don't take this gamble. Someone's not listening. Coffee cup is coming out again. Someone's spilling the beans, enjoying their daily activities. Doing these kinds of things behind the scene is just their normal everyday. This is just what they do. It's a male figure. Oh no, sorry, it's a female figure. They're saying that people can, it's not just guys who are looking for people while they're out doing errands and groceries and whatnot, that there's all kind of people who are spying for other people to take their crown. We've got the lobster now. A state of vulnerability. A female taking a male somebody's crown. It's a guy's crown because I have a tiara in here as well. So there's a female in here stepping into the role of the masculine, perhaps. Finding their significant other. Spilling the beans about this journey. They're celebrating this girl, this person, as far as her ability to heal through all of these things, all these planned endeavors. The masculine actions of isolating this person and trying to spiritually attack this person is what's coming to the surface. Facing your fears with love. This person was vulnerable, but regardless of what they were facing, regardless of what they sensed or felt was going on, and they did it with the joy in their hearts and the love in their hearts for others, for the simple fact of just being here. They faced the unknown with everything that they had, as far as just, well, love is where it's at. Love will take us through. Resting BITCH face, my meow card. Also the jealousy card. This person just continued on even though there was people, massive people in the background who were jealous, who weren't listening, that they shouldn't be a snake, to this person who was staying at the hotel. Somebody tried to tell him, but they didn't want to listen. We've got the bus. Who's driving the bus, folks? Who's in charge here? They were certainly brought to a place of education. Now they know. They've got the knowledge about it. They've been learning about it since that day. Again, with the long list of people, there's a long list of females, the colon card. Salutations. Now there's some sort of respect here for this female. The number 3, mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and spirit. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Could also be a third party. Could have something to do with March. It could also have to do with those who live in the wealth mentality, those who are psychic, who have moments of connection to the higher power, and those who have direct spiritual connections. Someone is learning that someone has a great respect for the Most High, and they have a direct connection to the Most High. They wear the crown of the Most High, and that is why everything is coming to the surface of their isolation, their scapegoating, and everything else, and that spiritual protection. We start with spiritual protection, and we end with spiritual protection, and this person is getting educated on the fact. Deeply educated. Don't pick on someone's emotional vulnerabilities while they're on their journey. They're learning this, and now they're spreading the word like nobody's business. You just don't do that, ever. We've got the hornet's nest. Don't upset the Most High. Just saying. Someone was picking at the hornet's nest. Recidivism, all it's going to do is send you to jail. Someone kept poking at the hornet's nest over and over and over and over again. They were building this hornet's nest. And people need to understand that when people are living in a place of love, even though things are going on around them, someone was highly committed to this witchcraft. Could have been a Scorpio, since it's at the top of the row. They were committed to this witchcraft over and over, and this person would always face it with love. Whatever's going on around me, I'm going to face it with love. When you're in a state of love, you're in a state of contentment, of peace, of serenity, of understanding, of empathy. That's where you are when you're in a place of love. And when you face your fears in a place of love, that's where you are. We've got this ball and chain. Now this person is being weighed down and slowed down to the point where you kept doing this. You kept going back to this. You kept going back to the hornet's nest. So I didn't even finish the thought. When you're facing life and situations that are scary, when you're continuing to love and you have self-respect and you remain in a place of vulnerability, and these people or situations attack you in order to harm you or to take away or to whatever or upset, these people on their final test here, they're doing this to the Most High because the Most High will always protect his sheep. They're doing it to the Most High. These people who are living in a place of love, they have a direct connection to the Most High. Last card of the spread is finish and completion. The competition and everything else is over. This was just a training ground for the person who they were attacking. Just like I said in the beginning. They were doing everything they could. They were sending their wishes up. Right? They were doing their spells. They were sending their wishes up. Behind the scenes, trying to be conservative. Maybe they had some kind of presence in public, but behind the scenes they were doing all of this. Trying to speak with some kind of authority over someone's life and where they were going to go in their life. They wanted this person that they were attacking to come over to the dark side of things. They wanted this person to fold, to break. They didn't want this person to break the change that they were creating for this person. But this person rose above it all. That's the center card of the spread. This person rose above it all. All that hot air that people were throwing at it. They used it to elevate, to evolve, just like we were saying in the beginning. Perhaps I should have just stopped in the beginning. It's finished. It's done. It's done. Being held back is done. They had no idea what they were fighting. They had no idea. They were warned. They were told. This is in the same row with the dice. Don't take that gamble. Did they listen? Did they listen? I had a counterpart, a coworker, who told me, and I told her, she mentioned that she had done spell work. And I told her, you need to be very careful in your decisions and choices with dealing with spell work, because it may end up leading you somewhere where you cannot get out of it. I didn't use those exact words. I pretty much just told her, don't mess with that stuff because it might get you in a pickle. And she told me, I don't have to worry because my uncle, who is a priest, helps me with it. Really? And this is when I was just hearing about the idea. I didn't really think that it could do much harm. But apparently, it can do quite some harm. I had no idea. I don't participate because I have too much respect for the Most High and the journey that is already planned out for us. Nor do I judge her on her choices either, because apparently maybe that's what she designed in her life in order for her to be able to learn her lessons that she needed to learn in order to evolve. Maybe that's the way that she decided that she was going to evolve and learn whatever she needed in order to get to the next step. I don't know. It's not my place. I just share the information. Something's happening at the last minute about an X. X marks a spot. Could be a treasure. Maybe the treasure is going to come in about wealth that you don't have. Something that was promised, but you didn't know about the promises. We've got the deep teeth. All this deep emotional pain is coming to an end as well. We have the education coming out, being driven. Maybe there was a bus that would come to and fro from the hotels. Who's the ringleader in that, folks? And I mentioned this before, when I had to stay at that hotel, there was a police officer that was driving through the parking lot who is a actual family member of the owners of the establishment. And when he saw me walking, he was eagerly asking me if I was there alone. Are you here alone? No, I'm here with family. Oh, okay. And then he said, oh, because, you know, you should feel safe here because I patrol the parking lot a lot. And I thought that was weird. There was another time I was in the parking lot and there was this man, just random. He had hair that was just looked like it had been electrified, and he's got this weird smile on his face. I have a picture drawn. My ear is ringing. He had a cigarette in his mouth. And he walked towards me and he said, oh, so you're next, huh? And I looked at him and I said, I'm next. What did I say to him? I think I said, if I'm next, I hope it's something good. It was all very bizarre. There was a lot of bizarre things that happened at that place. Again, I've been led to post or put up my pictures. It's called Hotel Helifornia. There's a playlist for that, and I haven't put my pictures up, and I think I need to do that soon. Because this is the third time I'm hearing that I need to do it. But they had a plan here. K upside down. No, not K. Someone's not agreeing to it anymore. We've got E upside down. It could be the person who's not agreeing to it anymore. Eek. Eek. Someone's like scared. Maybe they're not scared anymore. First, middle, or last. It's at its pinnacle. It's nothing strange about it. It's nothing odd. It's something that happens all the time. More and more and more. It's happening. It's at its pinnacle. Cults and covens. It entails other groups besides cults and covens. The cults and covens are not on the payroll anymore. In order to destroy someone's healthy healing, we were just talking about that. Somebody goes to the place in order to heal and relax, but they don't get to do that there. That's the perspective. L, first, middle, or last, or nickname for any of these. There's secrets there. Not joining the secrets. That's their perspective. Maybe somebody who was part of something secret was trying to get someone to come over to their side, since it's putting it down right on the red rover card, and the card is written in red. Someone's not joining that group. That's the plan. A, first, middle, or last. There's a Scorpio card. There's no bid on the Scorpio. The Scorpio doesn't have a bid anymore on this project. Did I have project out here before? No, that was plan. The Scorpio had a bid, right? No longer. They had a bid on the project, no more. Maybe the Scorpio was trying to use whatever it was they were doing in order to be able to get into this secret situation. I love how this is kind of outstanding on its own. Project 3. Project the Most High. We got tipsy upside down. Someone's no longer drinking the way they were drinking. If they are, it's not because they want to be tipsy. They're just trying to get out of how they feel. Tipsy is over the tooth because they have that deep emotional regret and pain. We've got box upside down. Someone trying to keep somebody in a box. No longer. This person is at peace. You can't box the peaceful. This is all faded, folks. Regardless of how whack it is, there is purpose on it. The card whack. This Scorpio is fighting a dragon. There's the dragon here. We've got change on the horizon. Oopsie, was it a mistake on this person's egg? On their new beginning? They enchanted it. They enchanted somebody's new beginning. This is moon upside down, so it's not being illuminated, discovered. It's not nighttime. They don't do it just at night. They do it during the day as well. They have no filter at this point. All the evil doing, they used to do things in the dark, but no longer. They do it straight out in the open. Everybody can see it, and everyone's just like, did I just see what I saw? Am I seeing? Am I thinking? Is what happening really happening? There is no rest for the wicked because they're not sleeping. They're doing their evil deeds. And it's all out in the open. They do it during the daytime now. They do it at night. It's an everyday occurrence. It's no surprise. It's not special. It's something that's planned so often that it's no longer special anymore. It's no longer quirky. It's no longer weird. It's just everyday occurrence that they're doing this. In the beginning of the cards, there was that person that was being forced to be quiet. And maybe they were being forced to be quiet because they were afraid. But this person is facing their fear with love. Because the information is so much more important to get out than it is for someone to be afraid of it. They keep doing it over and over and over again. And I already said it. They're poking the hornet's net with the Most High, and the Most High is done and over. So that is enough. With that being said, folks, I hope you make it a great day, even though this is like hard to hear. It's reality. It's everywhere. And the more you're aware to it, the better off you can protect yourself from it. Awareness is key. With that being said, folks, look, it's finished. Make it a great day. Thanks for being here. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you. Bye.